Hello guys, welcome back to Sapima tutorial. Today I want us to continue our lesson on change of subject formula. In my previous video, I was able to solve some simple problems on change of subject formula. So in this video, we are going to be looking at cases that have square roots and then fractions and squares, alright? The first thing we do is to remove 2 pi, which is a coefficient to this square root, right? And we are looking for k. We want to make k the subject of formula. So to remove this pi, 2 pi, I will have to divide both sides of the equation by this 2 pi. So I'll have 2 pi square root of 1 over k squared plus 1 over l squared. So we divide by this 2 pi, both sides, 2 pi, so that this 2 pi will handle this pi. Then I'll have t over 2 pi equal to square root of 1 over k squared plus 1 over l squared. Then the next thing we do is to remove this square root, and then we must take note that this square root is same as to remove square root. I will introduce power of fraction of 1 over 2, alright? So this square root is same thing as this. If I have square root of x, it is same as x raised to the power 1 over 2, alright? So then to remove this, we introduce square to the both sides. If I have 1 over 2, the multiplicative inverse is 2. So we can now cancel 2. We are looking for a way to eliminate this power here so that these brackets will open. So I will take the square of the both sides. Alright, now this square will cancel this square root, and then we open this bracket here. I will have t squared over 2 squared will give me 4, pi squared will give me pi squared equal to 1 over k squared plus 1 over l squared. And remember that we are looking for k, so the next thing we do is to remove this one that is close to k by addition. So we'll carry it across so that we'll have t squared over 4 pi squared minus 1 over l squared equal to 1 over k squared. We can add these two by the means of LCM. And the LCM of the both of them is the multiplication of the both of them. So if I multiply this and this, I'll have 4 pi square l square. Now take this and divide it by this one. This divide here, 4 will cancel 4, pi square will cancel pi square. I will have only l square remaining. I'll use l square to multiply t square. That will give me l square t square. Then take the same denominator and go here. Divide it by this one. This will cancel this. I will only have 4 pi square. Now 4 pi square multiply 1 will give me 4 pi squared, alright, equal to 1 over k squared. We are gradually coming to the end of it. Now we must multiply at this point. We must multiply. This one will multiply here, and then this one will multiply here. So I will have k squared into l squared t squared minus 4 pi squared equal to this one multiply 1, and then I'll have 4 pi squared l squared. We are looking for k, so to get k stand alone, divide both sides by the coefficient of k, which is this bracket. Now if I divide by l squared t squared minus 4 pi squared on the both sides, l squared t squared minus 4 pi squared. This one will be cancelled by this one, and then I'll have k squared to be equal to 4 pi square l square over l square t square minus 4 pi squared. Okay. Then observe this denominator very well. You discover that we have difference of 2 squares. L has square, t has square, minus 4 is same thing as 2 raised to the power 2. So 4 has square, pi also has square. So we are going to be writing this as difference of 2 squares. So k square will be equal to 4 pi square l square over LT minus 2 pi in a bracket, then LT plus 2 pi in a bracket. We call difference of two squares. If you have x squared minus y squared, this is difference of two squares. So I'll have x minus y and x plus y. Difference of two squares. This is the factorization of difference of two squares. Okay. Then we are looking for k. The last thing we are going to be doing is removing the square in k by taking the square roots of the both sides. This will now cancel this. So I'll have k to be equal to square root of 4 pi squared L squared over LT minus 2 pi and then LT plus 2 pi. Okay, now 4 can be reduced to its square root by this square root. Pi square can be reduced to its square root. L square can be reduced to its square root. So we are gonna be reducing it. This gives me square root of 4 is 2. Square root of pi square is pi. Square root of L square is L. All over. We now represent this in the square root. That becomes our final answer. Just go through the video gradually. You can take it back and watch the steps again and see how I arrived at my answer. Finally, we are going to be solving this one, and then I'll give you the one you will try. To solve the second one, we have a equal to 4 pi squared into h minus b squared over 3. The first to do is to remove this coefficient of this bracket by dividing both sides by 4 pi squared. 4 pi squared. This will cancel this. So I'll be having a over 4 pi squared equal to h minus b squared over 3. We'll carry this squared over 3 across the left hand side and carry this one across this side because we want to make the subject. Alright, so I'll have this square over 3. It is negative here, so it becomes positive here, equal to h. Positive will cross here and become minus a over 4 pi squared. Alright, and because we are looking for d, we can cross multiply by this 3. So I'll have d squared equal to 3 multiply here. I'll now have 3 into h minus a over 4 pi squared. Okay, because we are looking for d, we take the square root of the both sides in order to get our d to be independent. Okay, so the square will cancel square root, and then I will have my d to be equal to square root of 3 into h minus a over 4 pi squared. Alright, so this becomes our answer. I have an assignment for you. This is your assignment. If you have learned how I arrived at my answers, you can practice with these two. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to hit the subscription button and also like my videos, share my contents to your friends as well. Thanks a lot.